What's up, guys? It's the FM Machine, the Swolverine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, and you're watching The Roman Show. Keep watching.
Rodolfo Roman at The Roman Show here at the Florida Supercon with the man, Brian Cage. You just outsized me, man.
The man, it's the machine, but I'll let it slide this time. But yes, thank you. It's fun being here. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a great weekend so far. So, what you got for me?
Well, you know, it's funny. I'm telling you, we go way back when you had a show down here in Miami. I got to announce you, and then here we are at Florida Supercon. But you know, we were talking that you're a big Hollywood Undead fan. So what are the bands you listen to where you work out or train?
Man, it's a plethora. Like the way I look at it, there's good music and bad music. Or you can say music I listen to, music I don't really like to listen to. My genre can go from everything from like Garth Brooks to Britney Spears to Coldplay to Kid Rock to Eminem to Busta Rhymes and back around. So I mean, I like every ounce of the spectrum. Usually though, for training, it is something like a little more high energy, whatever. I do have a lot of Hollywood Undead on there. I think one of the most unanimous training songs is "Till I Collapse" by Eminem. That's phenomenal. There's a Linkin Park and Busta Rhymes smash up, "Together We Made It," that I love. But I mean, I'll usually, because I listen to so much stuff so often too, I'll usually just like put something on Pandora, like playlist for one of those guys, or I'll go to YouTube and just be like hardcore, rap or rock remix or whatever for the songs and listen to that. But yeah, Hollywood Undead. I can't remember how I stumbled upon them. But the first song I heard listened to was the "This Is My Town" song, and I used that, like I said, for a bodybuilding routine as well when I won the overall at one of my my hometown. So and then that's what turned me on to them. I started listening to them, and I thought they were awesome. So because I saw you interviewed them, I'm like, all right, I'll let this guy interview me because they're over. So.
You go way back, man. I announced you, man. All right, let's talk some wrestling. Impact Wrestling. You're a busy guy. How do you manage AAA, Impact, all these promotions? How do you juggle all that time traveling here and there? I mean, that's a lot.
Man, it gets a little tedious. I would say too, like I jokingly say I wrestle for free and I get paid to travel. 'Cause that's like the worst part about it. All the time zones back and forth, and all the while I'm still a body guy. I still gotta get all my meals in. Like I got this bad boy with me everywhere I go. All my meals are stacked up in there. Now I go to the gym. I gotta do this and that and everything in between. So it gets pretty stressful, man. I'm looking at my calendar, and I got a really good memory too. So I have it just habitual down to a system, like how to plan it all out and map it accordingly. But it doesn't make it any easier. I just kind of become accustomed to it and just deal with it. So
since you came back to Impact, who have you enjoyed the most working with out there?
I haven't worked with anybody too like consistently. I did say when before I signed that I would love to work in the X Division and work with Matt Sydal, and that's what's happening right now. So it's the first time I've been working with them. I'm looking forward to it. The pay-per-view next Sunday, week from tomorrow. Big title. Toronto. Big title defense for Matt, but unfortunately, he's going to lose the title. And as I kept claiming, I'm going to change it to the Weapon X Division. That's the play on the Wolverine. And that I'm going to remain supreme until I want to step up to another title. So.
Well, you've been with Lucha, you've been in all these promotions, and now we notice that Impact Wrestling is aligning itself or working together with other promotions. How is that for you as a pro wrestler?
That's phenomenal. And that's how I see how everything in wrestling should be. I just recently went back to AAA, and they okayed us to work with, at least for me and some of the others, to work with CMLL. Lucha and Impact have done stuff together. Aries jump over to Ring of Honor. They're trying to establish a relationship there. We got Ishimori coming back, who just went to New Japan. I know Don Callis is trying to work on the relationship there, and so on and so on. And if all these major companies outside of WWE slowly start working together, or at least do a little talent exchange or whatever you want to call it, I mean, I think that's just a win-win-win for everybody, for the promoters, for the fans, for us. I mean, it's phenomenal. It makes it that much more unnecessary to be in the Fed. So, and people ask me all the time, are you even going back to WWE? But I'm super happy, super content. I was there for developmental for a couple of years. I'm just better off mentally, financially, everything than I was then. So for me to go back to WWE, the stars would have to line just right and everything would have to match up, make sense. Otherwise, I don't want to sound like cocky or arrogant, but I just wouldn't need to go back. And it's great to have that feeling, the feeling of being on offense. We're like, hey, I would love to be there, no hard feelings, but if not, I'm fine where I am in.
Speaking of which, we just heard the news that ROH is going to be in Madison Square Garden. That's a huge deal.
They have a New Japan? Oh my God, that's. I mean, you even have all these mega shows. You have that. You have freaking All In, which is fantastic. There's everyone's been going to Australia lately. There's this awesome company called World Series of Wrestling that I go out there for. maybe the best ran show in all companies, even the top dogs. The best ran show of all time. It's so great. And then New Japan's gone there. There's been some knockoff Lucha Underground shows. House of Hardcore's there right now. Like, it's a really big hotbed down there right now. So I mean, there's just so much wrestling everywhere in the UK, Japan.
Are we going to see maybe, I know we're jumping the gun, but any Impact guys part of that ROH New Japan wrestling show since everybody's working together?
I don't know. I am on I'm on the Jericho Cruise. So and we have a lot of Ring of Honor guys. Callahan's trying to get on there. Impact's involved now. So I'm thinking that's a good step forward as far to have a Ring of Honor Impact cross promotional stuff. So I mean, that Madison Square Garden show is not until April, so we got plenty of time to see what happens.
You mentioned working at WWE or FCW back then. Now it became the WWE or NXT. So you were working a storyline with Hurricane Helms, and you were going to be called the character Nightclub. Take us back to it. It didn't really work. What happened?
So I'm down there having awesome matches with PJ Blacker, Justin Gabriel, Tyson Kidd, Trent Beretta. And Dusty pulls me in the office. He goes, "I'll tell you something, baby. He's like, you're a phenomenal worker, but you gotta have something else, man. You gotta have some sort of character. But you can't be that. Hey Matt, what's that guy's called? That honey badger? What's that?" He goes, "The Wolverine." "Oh yeah, the Wolverine. Yeah. But you can't be the Wolverine because that's trademark. You gotta be somebody else like the Wolverine." So then I went back and I was looking through all my trading cards and my comics, and I'm like, "Oh, duh! I'll just be the amalgam of Dark Claw with Batman and Wolverine combination when they had the Marvel versus DC deal." But I was like, "Oh, I can't be Dark Claw either because that's gonna be trademark." So then I was like, "All right, let's just make it night instead of dark. Rip off of that." And I kind of made my attire off of that, and I was doing promos for it, and they're gonna bring me up as Nightclaw, and it was doing great. And then Hurricane came back beforehand, and then Dusty said, "Okay, we're thinking about feuding you either with or teaming you with Hurricane." So first I started doing a bunch of heel promos towards him to be like supervillain versus superhero. And then I got released, so it never happened. So, what can you do?
Can we see you one day in the Indies?
I did Nightclaw once, I think, in the Indies. I still have the whole outfit and the attire. It wasn't cheap either, but, I mean, it's so far gone now. Actually, no, I did Nightclaw a few times in the Indies, but, I think that's Dunsky, I'm sure. He made a couple Halloween appearances as well, but I don't see it in any Nightclaw in the future.
You did some bodybuilding. Have you gotten a chance to speak to Lou Ferrigno? He's in the house.
I've met Lou Ferrigno a few times. Actually, last time I've talked to him, and he wanted to take a pic with me too. I was going in for El Rey to do the hosting for the Hulk Marathon because he did some hosting and then I did the other host. So we were crossing paths on the way in, and we chatted for a while, and he asked if I was going to do any more bodybuilding shows because he runs his own little bodybuilding, not company, but he does a few shows within the NPC. He goes, "Oh, you should do one of my shows." I'm like, "Oh, I know yours are really great, and I wanted to, but I haven't done any bodybuilding now for a few years just because my schedule's too busy." I mean, I've always prepped and trained and wrestled all at the same time, but it's I try to do a couple of shows, and it's just like you have to plan out, like 15, 16 weeks in advance for a show to prep and get ready for it. And then what kept happening the last few shows I tried to do was, 6 weeks out or so, I'd get a contractually obligated show that I'm like, "Oh, great, I just wasted all this money and time prepping for a bodybuilding show that I can't do now." So after a couple of misses on that, I'm like, all right, I'll put that on the shelf for a while. And I mean, I still live the lifestyle, still a body guy, and I'm sure I'll, cross path that again, but I don't know when.
So aside from the iron, lifting the iron, do you do anything else and other sorts of exercise to keep in shape?
Not really. Every now and then, I would love to do more and more and more. I've actually been pretty injured and beat up this year, and I haven't wanted to exhaust my body because I started taking some jiu-jitsu stuff, and I want to really stick to that. But I don't want a chance, like, I can muscle up and get through stuff. Like, I had a torn hamstring and rotator cuff, like, through the matches, and even my workout's been pretty miserable most of the year. But I don't want a chance to do anything new and getting more hurt than that hurts, wrestling. But I'm a big fitness guy and everything, and I wanted to take more classes and do more out of the realm stuff just for myself. But I mean, finding the time and being healthy for it makes it more difficult. So I wanted to get more back into skateboarding too. For those that know, I was actually a big skateboarder. I can still do some tricks.
Big dude like you skateboard.
The skateboard doesn't like it so much. If I did any stairs or gaps or drops, I'm sure the board would snap in pieces. But no, I can still throw down some 360 flips and all the impossibles and whatnot. Yeah, people pop for that. So I tell you, jack of all trades.
Can we see you one day coming walking out now in a skateboard? That'd be pretty cool.
I don't know if I do. I mean, I guess the situation fit and happened. I mean, it's possible. So.
That'd be cool.
Me and Helico actually played a game of skate the first season of Lucha Underground as well. So he's like, you skate? Like, you skate? Like, oh, man, I'll bring my board next time. So.
Cage, thanks so much for your time, man. Good luck this weekend. Well, coming up, the Slammiversary.
Oh, yeah. Don't. Come on. The machine doesn't need any good luck. Matt Seidel's a phenomenal competitor, but at the end of the day, man, come on. Come on. It's the Weapon X division now. Just get used to it.
This is The Roman Show.